All right, welcome back, kings and queens, y'all. Today we are switching gears just a little bit, baby, just a little bit. We are talking Love Island. I am late to the party. That damn Diddy trial had me gone underwater, underground for 5 weeks, and I am late to the party. But I'm loving Love Island. I'm in love with Love Island. I'm currently on episode 26, season 7, y'all. Oh, it's good. But that's not why we are here. We're not here because I love Love Island. Come on, you know there has to be a twist to this. I wanted to call a timeout and throw a flag on the play and just go through the article that was released, 3 days ago? And Love Island is actually coming under fire from misogynistic behavior of the men towards the women. Now that I can see. All that damn kissing and swapping of spit, yuck, yuck, yuck. That I can see. But the racial bias, and I'm a dark chocolate woman, I'm like, where? What happened? What I missed? And maybe I'm just not deep enough into the episodes. However, we're going to talk about it. For those of you who are just tuning in or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black. For
Subscribe now.
listen, bravo, bravo. Okay, bravo, Peacock. Y'all have done a hell of a job with this. Now, at first, when I was watching Love Island, I got to episode 2, and I was like, what the hell am I doing? They are just as silly and immature as anything I've ever seen. Then I had to back it up and remind myself that these are 20-year-olds, like from early to mid 20s, maybe late 20s. Every now and then they'll do a little sprinkle. But other than that, I was like, girl, you're in their house. And when in Rome, we do as the Romans do. But Love Island, for those of you who are not familiar with it, get down on it, baby, because it is good. It's a widely popular international reality television franchise, y'all. It's so good. It's so good, okay? It's inclusive of the complexities of modern dating. Love Island is probably the only place you can go where you can date more than one person, and it's actually a negative for anybody to side-eye you or browbeat you, okay? It has also sparked heated discussions among fans about the desirability of darker skinned Black women and darker complected people on and off air. So this must be a conversations that the millennials and the Gen Zs are having. But listen, I'm here. I'm at the party. I'm gonna just sit in the back of the room. I'm gonna run through it with y'all. Here's the article. Okay. They said the show, which aired the finale of the 7th season of its US version Sunday and is airing the 12th season of its UK version, casts conventionally attractive islanders who are generally in their early to late 20s for 6 to 8 weeks, right? They stay at a luxury villa on a remote island. Men and women, they both compete for long-lasting relationships and a cash prize. But as the show's daters face challenges meant to test their bonds, as well as elimination by villa mates and or by fans, notions of who is and isn't desirable frequently come up for viewers and contestants alike. Let me call a pause. Let me throw a flag on the play. I remember in one episode, Ariana Madix came on, and at the end, they put a disclaimer out that they do not tolerate, the network does not condone, tolerate, or encourage bullying. And they were reminding the fans and the subscribers and whomever to be nice. And Ariana even went as far as saying, listen, the Islanders do not have their phones. It's not too late for those of you that are tuned in to erase some of those hateful comments that you're spewing on social media. So me sitting at home minding my mommy business, right? My middle-aged business. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I didn't think too much about it until I came across this article. Listen, in the end, it says many fans are left with the perception that racial bias, colorism, and misogyny are especially inescapable for Black women on reality dating shows. The diversity in the UK one is terrible, says a viewer. Says whoever, I can't pronounce this. Ogosha, a content creator from London, is very anti-Black. Let me just say this. I I don't know if I agree that the show is purposely and or intentionally casting or developing an anti-black show. I'm not going to say that because when I look at the seventh season of Love Island and I'm looking at Olandria, beautiful woman, drop dead gorgeous, perfect body, like listen, beat to the gods, beautiful. But Olandria has also said in her confessionals, and she's a dark chocolate girl, that she was single and has been single for 5 years. So if there is a bias towards darkest black women, that bias, being that she's been single for 5 years, could we not assume that that bias existed well before Love Island? That the men just may have a thing for women of a lighter tone, of a lighter complexion, right? That's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is the show may not be doing their due diligence of thoroughly assessing the men and their full take, palate, and or appetite for women. Recruit different men that have a particular taste for darker women. That's it, that's all. Okay? I think I just fixed the problem. But I don't think the show is purposely creating like this crazy ass complex environment for black women. That's just not the feel I got as a viewer. I could be wrong. The article goes on to say it's simply that black women are picked last for coupling or eliminated first on the UK or US versions of the show. But also, let me jump in here and say, I feel like from my perception, sitting home on my sofa, I wish Olandria and I wish Shelley had done things differently. They were immediately closed off, even when they said they were open. Alandria did not operate outside of Taylor, okay, until she was forced to do so, until Taylor chose somebody else. That's on Alandria. That's not a racial bias. That's not colorism. That's Alandria putting all of her eggs in one basket. Women are guilty of that every day. We see that every day, whether you're white, black, yellow, or brown. Okay, we've seen other women get cast off the show for putting all of their eggs in one basket, period. Shelley had the opportunity to partner with Austin. And when she did partner with Austin, she preferred to cuddle and kiss more with Ace and kind of really didn't give Austin a lot. And she made a lot of excuse for why. Oh, Ace is putting more in and Ace is more creative and he did ping pong pancakes. Yeah, girl, but when Ace had the opportunity to choose you first, he didn't. He didn't. So I want each side to carry the rightful responsibility. Okay. I don't know if I agree with this article, but let me go ahead and continue. Many fans say there's recurring themes of suitors dumping or ditching black female contestants when there is a fairer skinned option. So far, I'm in episode 26. Olandria is the only one that just got dumped by Taylor. Olandria played herself. Olandria finessed herself. Taylor never showed 1,000% interest in you. You guys never had chemistry. That's called being able to read the room, girl. You were trying to force a square and a round peg. It just was not a fit. I mean, Ray Charles can see that. Okay. Black female contestants, according to the article, have also complained of not doing well on the show when they don't lower their standards for intimacy with the suitor. That has nothing to do with you being black. Look at Bella. Her ass was out way before y'all. When Bella said that she was not going to kiss because she's a Christian, she was out of there. Nick couldn't get with it. It wasn't his cup of tea. So I'm lost. Okay, let me read that again. Black female contestants have also complained of not doing well on the show when they don't lower their standards for intimacy with the suitor. You just pick them wrong. It's not racism. You're picking wrong. As though they are lucky to even been considered dating material among more desirable mates. I think that's the story you're telling yourself because you're picking wrong. Taylor was not into you. We've seen Shelly make out with Ace. We've seen these girls get down on it. They're just they y'all, it's okay. You're not gonna get picked. You're not gonna get picked. Let me tell you when you're gonna get picked. You're lucky. You're going to get picked once in a lifetime. And that's when a man falls to his knee and he proposes and he looks you in the eye and he tells you how great you are. And he asks you to be his wife. And if that is the right man, and if you accept, you're going to ride off into the sunset and live happily thereafter. If that is a wrong man, guess what? You got to start all over by going through a divorce and doing it all over again. Does that equate to colorism and racism? No, it just didn't work out. Let's continue. I don't know if I like this article or if I agree. Even when these viewer frustrations, whoever this person is, that's a content creator, I cannot pronounce her. Avian, it's a very long name. Avian Rioba says she prefers Love Island USA. I feel like the dark-skinned Black women on that show always find men that fit their vibe. Thank you. Okay, now we're talking because at first I could not follow you. She says she feels like the dark-skinned Black women on the USA version, they find men who respect them, who are attracted to them, who desire them, who treat them like queens, she said. I guess the UK, they must be going through a different type of turbulence. I have not watched the UK, but I'm just going to read really quickly what the UK fans are saying. In the UK version, fans have counted multiple instances where Black female contestants were left as the last choice when couples were picked or they were first to get eliminated and dumped from the villa. Many have also noted that it took 11 seasons before a darker complexioned Black woman was declared the winner. Listen now, we don't want no damn affirmative action in love, okay? I only want me. Let me tell you, I don't want nothing that don't want me. You don't want a Black woman to be a winner if a man don't want her. This is about the solid and the last couple standing that wins. You don't want to just be handing out participation trophies based on the color of your skin. Now, I don't know if that's just a legitimate argument or if that's just the younger generation wanting to have something to say they got it. Sometimes it's just not a good fit. Now, I don't know if I can get with that because it's not like one of these competitive shows where they're doing obstacle courses. This is love. This is chemistry. You can't force it. Whether you're Black, white, yellow, brown, I'm sure white girls got the axe. I'm sure white girls were shown the door. I'm sure white girls got their heart broken. I don't know if I quite follow, but I could be wrong. Now in its 12th season, Love Island UK is still dogged by allegations of male contestants' biases against Black women. After 23-year-old Alima Gagio, a Black woman, chose to couple up with 26-year-old Blue Chinigi, a white man. He said, "I'll be honest, on paper, you're not my type." He said on paper. On paper. Does this generation not understand what that means? That's no different than you applying for a job. They don't know you. They don't have a feel for you other than your name. That's called on paper. And then they get to know you. You know what? Don't piss me off. Gagigo responded, "Of course," as if those words she was not surprised to hear. There is no evidence that Shigini was referring, of course, there is no evidence that he was referring to her race or ethnicity, but the exchange was enough to confirm what some in the audience felt was an implicit bias against Black women in the villa. That's subjective. I thought y'all was finna come with some hardcore ass facts in this article. It's just viewer frustration and not getting what you want. When somebody say, "You are my type on paper," they're not talking necessarily about the color of your skin. They say it sounds good, it looks good, but that's even better to me if he says, "Typically, you're not my type," because you will hear people say in the reverse, "You are my type on paper, but now that I've gotten a chance to experience you, there is no chemistry." So the fact that he's saying, "Typically, you're not my type on paper, but hey, look at this." Y'all, he went outside of his comfort zone. We don't know if he's talking about her height. We don't know if he's talking about her background. Y'all just assumed that the man was talking about her race. Jeez Louise. Love Island's only stipulation is that the applicants are over 18, single, and looking for love. Our application and casting process is inclusive to all, and we are always aiming to reflect the age and diversity of our audience on the show, a spokesperson for Love Island UK said. Okay, well, if you listen to your audience, do a better job of vetting these men, okay? Do a better job of putting a little bit of everybody in a room. Don't just put like 6 white boys, 1 black guy, and 3 black girls, and 8 white women. That's not going to work. Okay. So listen, I just solved the problem. If anybody's listening, if anybody cares. Now, they go to the Black American contestants too, say their complexion impacts their treatment. Janae Craig, a contestant on Love Island's USA Beloved 6th season, which aired last summer, landed a spot on the final 4 couples by the end of the competition alongside Kenny Rodriguez, who entered the villa 13 days into the season. Her bubbly personality made her a fan favorite. Although she initially worried about how viewers felt about her, the positive audience reaction culminated in her being deemed the baddest girl in Love Island history, which means hot or beautiful in slang terms. Still, she felt some male contestants may not have been interested in her and Serena Page, another Black female contestant, because of their skin complexion. Okay, let me just say this. Because of your skin, because Janae, I've heard you and I've seen you, and I think you're a beautiful girl. I think you're a ball of fire. I think you're a lot of fun. But some men like a woman with a particular mannerism, a particular tone of voice, a particular way of eating, a particular softness. And I'm not saying the more you'll come to realize many times it doesn't have anything to do with the tone of your skin, but more so how you present yourself. So either you're going to be a bad bitch or you're going to be a wife, but you can't be both. You can't want the title of being a bad bitch and then complain, because there's a particular attitude and persona and bravado that comes with being a bad bitch. We know what the baddest girl in Love Island means. That means the bad bitch. So if you come in with bad bitch energy, you may not get chosen. Don't blame it on your skin color. And you know what, child, that's it. Paige went on to win that season of Love Island. Okay, y'all got to be careful. The very first time I felt special was when the very first guy picked me. Sweetheart, she said the very first time that she felt special was because the very first guy picked me because he had 3 options. Other than that, I always felt like I was getting the short end of the stick. You got to walk in that motherfucker with some self-esteem. Your self-esteem cannot be based on the fact that a man picks you or don't pick you. That means, okay, let me say this to production. You may be recruiting wrong. Beauty is only skin deep. Get you some women with some substance and get you some men with some substance, okay? Ultimately, Craig felt proudest when she heard from other Black women who said they appreciated her representation on the show, given the perception that Black women are less desirable on dating. How come that's your proudest moment in life? Being on a dating show and being picked by a stranger, being on a dating show and hearing other strangers say, "We're happy to see you." Because Love Island is not like The Bachelor. Love Island is very derogatory in many ways, but okay. It's fun, it's entertaining, but I'm shocked that that's your proudest moment. She said, "I felt honored by the amount of Black girls that were like, 'Janae, you inspire me.'" For what though? That's what I'm saying. You gotta, y'all, let me get out of here. Anywho, I'm going to be watching. What are your thoughts? Let's take it to the chat.